Hello everyone, welcome to my videos. So in today, let me start in this ninth standard social science, the chapter number 6, the defense force of the nation. So in this chapter, we have to studying the main objectives are or what we have learning in this chapter. We can look at that first point, the different units of this defense system and their responsibility, the post and the different units of this military, the contributions of the military to the security of the nation, and then the secondary defense system apart from this the military. So these are all points we have to see and in studying in these chapters. Okay, let us start the defense of the nation. You have already know that our country under the imperial rules of foreigners, and only the after many protests, struggles, and then sacrifice we got our independence on the 5th August the 1947. The hence it is our bounded duty to ensure that our nation does not ever come under the external aggression. Our armed force are the prepared in such a the manner that they are able to safeguard to the slow virginity of the nation at all the times. In India has nearly the 15,200 kilometers of the land borders about the 7 lakh 516 and 50 kilometers of the sea border to protest. Sorry, the sea border 7,516 kilometers of the sea border to the protect. We have border relationship with the Pakistan, China, Bhutan, Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, and the Sri Lanka. So these are all countries we have to border of this India. So in its force, this reasons that the role of our defense force, the assume the great, the significant to solve the border problem. India has to make the sincere effort to solve the all problems in amicable manners. Through the peace talk, our efforts have not met with the success. And the next we have to see the organizations of the defense force. So in these organizations, we have to see the three consist to these wings. And that first one is that the army, navy, and then air force. The president is the commander in the chief, all the three divisions. The chief of the army known as the general. The chief of the navy force is called the admiral, and that the air force is called the chief air marshal. And then the headquarters of the defense ministers is in the Delhi. These ministers have the four sessions is there. At the first one, the defense section, and the second one, the defense the production section, and the third one, defense research and development section. So in these three types, we have to see there the ministry for the four section, and then fourth one, the retired defense personnel, the welfare section. So in these four types of we have to see there the ministries has to the sessions. And then let's start the first one defense force, that is the Indian Army. The Indian Army of the Army is in the New Delhi. Its head is the known as the commander in the chief. He has a deputy commander in the chief the Major General, Brigadier, the military secretary, and the military engineer to the assist him to his work. The army consists of this infantry, cavalry, tank regiments called the armored crop and the gunner regiment. There is the supply and engineering, the branch too. The Indian army have been divided into the seven commands for administrative consensus. Their names are the headquarters are as given into the below also. So at that first one, the seven command at that first one, the Western Command, it is the headquarters, Chandi Mandira, Chandigraha. The Eastern Command, Kolkata in the West Bengal. Northern Command, it is the Udhampur to the Kashmir. And the fourth one, Southern Command, it is the Pune in Maharashtra. Central Command, it is the Lucknow in the Uttar Pradesh. The Training Command, it is the Maho, it is the Madhya Pradesh. Northwestern Command, it is the Jaipur in the Rajasthan. So each command is under the charge of general officers for the rank of the LT general. These army commands are divided into the areas and sub areas, which are the head major general and the brigadier respectively. In the important training centers are the National Defense Academy in the Kadga Vassal, it is the near in the Pune. The defense, the personal college in the Wellington near to the OT, the National Defense College in the Delhi, the Indian Military Academy in Dehradun, and the officers training the school in that is the Chennai. The officers, the training school in the Chennai. And then what was the responsibility of this army? The main responsibility of this army is to protect the land and its the sovereignty against attack by the foreign nations. Defense as a the great influence on our geographical, political, social, and technical environments. It also plays an the important role in the gardening the border areas and in the tackling natural calamity. And then next, so these are all what are the responsibility of the Indian army in the army force. And the next we have to see there that is the Indian Navy. So India has one of the largest coastal line up to the 7,000 kilometer. He required the strong naval force to protect their Iceland and then Andaman Nicobar and the Lakshadweep together with the coast of this Maidan. The headquarters of the Navy is also in the our capital city that is the Delhi. Its head is the admiral. Under him do there the various office like that. The vice admiral, rear admiral, commander, captain, lieutenant, commanders, and then lieutenant and sub commanders is also there. Our navy, our navy, the head is that is the at present the navy head is that is the Karambir Singh, he was the head. So in this Navy's force, we have to see is there under their various office like that, the Vice Admiral, Rear Admiral, Commander, Captain, Lieutenant Commander, and then Lieutenant. So these are all word to the we have to see there in the army offices. So our Navy has been organized into the three naval commanders. At the first one, the Western Naval Commander, and then second one, the Eastern Naval Command, and the third one, the Southern Naval Command. So in this Navy has to be the two fleets, the Western Fleet and the Eastern Fleet also. The the Indian Navy is the huge and expanded is further. Hindustan shipyard has been established in the Vishakhapatnam. Beside the shipbuilding work also goes on the Kolkata and the Goa yard. Ship, submarine and the small boats are built by the shipyards. And then the various the frigates on these warships like that the INS Nilagiri ship, and then Himagiri, and then INS Godavari survey ships, and then INS Vibhuti, a warship equipped with the rockets we have to the use for this battle. And also we have to use the submarines of this India. So Indian Navy has the two training centers is there. So one of the Kerala in the Vaduvarati, and the other one is the Maharashtra INS Shivaji at the Lonavala. So in these two training centers has to be say there. And the next one we have to say that is the Indian Air Force. So Indian Air Force is modern unit to well equipped and with technology added the aircraft. It has to good defense equipment, well development communicate network. Latest spin technology, the capability to comfort the enemy and defeat the nations also. It also has sufficient numbers of this war plans, helicopters, and then the assault aircraft we have to see there. The headquarters of the Air Force is in also Delhi. The head of the Air Force is the Air Chief Marshal. At that present, the Rakesh Kumar Singh Bahaduraya, he was the present Air Chief Marshal. So in this organized into the five operational commands for these two functions commands, there are that. So at that there are the two functions is there. At that first one function that is the operational commands. So in this operational command we have to see that the five types is there. At that first one the Western commands in the Delhi, the Eastern command in the Shillong to the Meghalaya, and the Central command is the Allahabad in the Uttar Pradesh, and then Southwestern command it is the Gandhinagar in Gujarat. Southern command it is in the Tiruvananthapuram in the Kerala. So in these five are the operational the commands, and the next one function that is the functional commands. So in these functional commands we have to see there are the two training commands is there. At that first one the training commands in the Bangalore at the Karnataka, maintenance commands in the Nagpur in the Maharashtra districts. Okay, these two were the important imparting training for the Air Force or the Bangalore and the Hyderabad. So administrative and the technical training centers of this Bangalore, we have to see there in the Air Force. Today, our Air Force, more than 1000 aeroplanes and then helicopters is to be there. The main aircraft are helicopters. It is the modern equipment is to a technology to adapted in these helicopters. And in first one, the aircraft it is to the Canberra, Hunter, Ajit, MiG 21, MiG 23rd, MiG 25, and then 27, and then 29 jet aircraft, and then the Mirage is the 2000. So etc. It is all to the available on this the thousands of aeroplanes and then helicopter is to be we have to see there in the aeroplanes in this Air Force. So in his requirement, so the requirement those who desire to work in the army force should be service oriented, patriotic, the ready to sacrifice their lives for the sake of the country and also familiar with the multicultural fabric of the nation. The any citizens of the country, irrespective for this religion, caste, class, for this community, can join the military. So, however, there are the central conditions with the regard for this physical requirement, mentally health, and then general education and technical knowledge that has to be the maintained. So, our second lines of this defense. So, our second lines of this defense, beside the armed force, there are the other organization which from here the second lines of this defense. So there are the territorial army, NCC, National Credit Corps, Coastal Guard, Border Security Force, Civil Civil Defense, Home Guards, and then Red Cross. And then first of all, we have to go there in the territorial army. It is a voluntary part in the force. It's several used to the only during that emergency like that natural calamity. It was established by the Parliamentary Act that the 1949. It has no professional soldiers but also the civilian who are eager to play a role in defense and are given the military training. In their spare time, only a personnel who gainfully employed in there, the age 18 to 42, eligible to join for their force. Every year, the third Saturday of this November in the celebrates as the Territorial Army Day. Every year, in the third Saturday of November month, is celebrated the Territorial Army Day. And the next one crop, this is the Territorial Army Force in our India. And the next, the National Cadet Corps. So Bharatiya Seva Samiti, the youth organizing of this country, it was established by the 1948. The schools and college to going to students can be voluntary join this organizationship. It has to sense to the discipline, leadership qualities, friendly lines, and service to the mind sees. Okay, look at that picture. So this is the NCC crops. It has to the parade in this ground. And the next one, the Coastal Guard. It is the paramilitary forces. It is to very important among their secondary defense forces. So it was formed in the 1978. It protect the interest of the nations with regard the water. It guards of this coastline 7,000 516 kilometers to the area. The ship of the coastal guard have to be named like the Putar, Vikram, Vijay, Veera. They prevent swimming illegal sea trade. It's the four regional headquarters at that Mumbai, Chennai, Gandhinagar, and the port of all air and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And then next, the border security force. That border security force has to be established in this the 65. Its soldiers vigilantly to the keep watch over our borders, which stretch to the 15,200 kilometers. Its training center of Yelahanka in the Bengaluru. BSF Border Security Force has to support successfully prevented the transgression of our border and illegal entry of these foreigners and then smuggling. So during the trade, the interior security soldiers for the Assam CRPF, the Central Reserve Police, okay, Central Reserve Police, and then CISF, Central Industrial Security Force, and then so these are all where we have to see in the Border Security Force, the Border Security Force BSF, and the next we have to see there the Civil Defense. So this is the force protected of these lives of the citizen. It also reduced to the damage to our property and malpractice with the rigor that industrial product. The actives of this citizen, the frames are restricted the 22 sections or the cities. At present, there are the 13 lakhs consumer production, the voluntaries of whom the 6.64 lakhs has to be the time. So this is our the civil defense force. And the next to that is the home guard. So home guard is the voluntary force. It was established first in the 1946. It is a great help to the local police is during the communal clash, restoring place in the society and during the elections also. This force can be found in the states, union territories during the Indochina War in 1962. The volunteer from the home guard for uniforms and the fought along with Indian soldiers. So there are nearly 5,73,793 for home guards. The voluntary in our the India we have to see there. These are the home guards. And the next the Red Cross. So the Red Cross Society is the both national and international organization and has to the nearly 700 branches across the state and union territories. Its headquarters are in the New Delhi. The Indian president is its chairman and the governor in the state branch. The secretary general is its the administrative officers. It has an administrative body consisting of the 19 members and the secretary. The president nominated the 6 members, whereas the remaining 12 members are elected from the state and the union territories. The Red Cross Society rendered valuable service to the people during the national calamity and the other there the wounded. And then next in this armed force. Okay, in this Red Cross, it has to be that the organizers to believes in the 7 fundamental principles. the humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, the voluntary work, oneness, internationalism. So these are all were the fundamental principles of this, the Red Cross Foundation. So and other that the armed force and international peace. So our armed force have to earn the respected for this not only servicing our country, will but also the engaging themselves in establishing peace in the foreign countries is also. So our soldiers have to do the work under the supervisions of United Nations in the country of like the Gaza, Korea, Congo, and in Sri Lanka, and others to the we have to see there in these lands. So it was the help of our soldiers that the Bangladesh could become the independent country. So these are all were to the informations about the armed force and then international peace. So orally this chapter will be closed. So in my next class I will continue that in the next chapter. Thank you for watching this video. Stay home, stay safe.